So I would like to kindly ask timekeeper to start my time. My friends, welcome. Specialty coffee is an open-minded community that is constantly driven by innovation. But have you ever thought about the difference in tradition and innovation? And what if I tell you that every tradition once was innovation? But how do we know innovation is successful and becomes tradition? What's your opinion? All of us are doing coffee, right? So I think it must be tasty and sustainable. In my roastery, we have a specific approach to innovate our products. We call it S3L, which means step back, slow down, and look around. Today, my friends, I will serve you 3 drinks that represent this method, and in my opinion, are the future of specialty coffee. Recipe for all of my espressos today is the same. 20 grams of coffee in, 44 grams out at 93 degrees. To get balance in sweetness, acidity, and texture of the coffee. And to deliver you exquisite cup of espresso, I teamed up with University of Pharmaceutical Sciences in my hometown in Brno. My question to the scientists was, if you shake with the ground coffee, which is nowadays biased as a step back, does it affect quality of the espresso? The answer is surprising. But at first, I will show you what I will do with the ground coffee, and I will demonstrate it on this cascara. So at first, I put coffee into a blind shaker, and then I will shake it like this for 5 seconds. This should force particles to create spherical formations, which allow water to flow through more evenly, resulting in higher flavor clarity and smoother texture of the espresso. And you can see further details of my method called densification on the cards in front of you. So please check them out, and I will prepare espresso for you. So, coffee I'm serving you today, I was really lucky to find in Colombia last November. It was produced by Adrian and Nestor Lasso at their finca El Diviso, which is located close to the city of Bruselas in the region of Huila, in elevation more than 1,700 meters. Name of the variety is Ombligon, and it is traditionally grown just in Huila. Thanks to its resistance against disease, it is, however, mostly used in a coffee blends. But because of innovative approach of Lasso brothers, Ombligon I'm serving you today is really different. So please write down the tasting notes of espresso. Sweetness and bitterness will be medium. Acidity, little bit above medium. Look for flavors of blackberry, cherry, lot of pleasant herbal notes, and cacao nibs. Aftertaste is lingering and reminds sweet red berries and cacao nibs. Weight is medium, texture smooth and juicy. And now I will put the cup in front of you. Please just evaluate the crema. We need to wait for a while to cool the espresso a little bit to brighten up the flavors. When I ask you, please stir it 3 times, and then white cup is for dirty spoon. And here I will show you a picture from digital microscope. And of course I will tell you more. But now please go ahead and enjoy your espresso. Okay, my friends, if you now please take a closer look to graph A and compare it to the graph B, you can see that shaking dramatically reduced the amount of superfine particles below 100 microns, which confirms the efficiency of densification method, as the smaller particles were forced to stick to bigger ones and created aggregates, which smoothened the water flow, resulting in higher flavor clarity and smooth texture of the espresso you just tasted. To process Ombligon, brothers at first put cherries into bioreactor, which is a device in which you can control temperature via water flow. They also added brewer's yeast and Ombligon cherry juice and gently fermented it for 12 hours at 20 degrees. This improves sweetness and the texture of the coffee, but it also brought many new flavors to it. Then, to stop the fermentation and to refine the acidity, they applied thermal shock from 60 to 14 degrees. Drying was done in a special device and took just 2 days. And I can tell you that Nestor's approach to the fermentation inspired the way how I process a milk into our milk drink, because amplifying of a milk flavor is kind of tradition in nowadays specialty cafes. And one of the most innovative methods how to do it is called milk lyophilization. It is a method where liquid cow milk is placed into drying chamber and temperature and pressure are decreased, which removes up to 90% of water content from milk. But to remove remaining 9% and make it powder, you need to apply heat, which is also called secondary drying. And we found out that if we slow down secondary drying to 12 hours at 40 degrees, we prevent the milk against tasting bitter, and it produces the most harmonious milk drink I have ever tasted. I then blended this milk powder in ratio 1 to 10 with full fat milk, which is really low in sodium, because sodium might cover up nuanced tasting notes of Ombligon. To highlight sweetness, I'm steaming it to 50 degrees. And to balance the acidity of Ombligon, I will add 80 grams of it. And now, my friends, please write down tasting notes of milk drink. Expect it to be creamy and buttery, with flavors of hazelnut and dark chocolate, mascarpone, and notes of berry yogurt. Aftertaste will be sweet and nutty. And I believe you will enjoy this rich creaminess. So, my friends, roasting Ombligon was quite challenging, but we figured it out. So after experimentation with many roast machines, me and my roaster Sam decided to use Stronghold S7 Pro, which uses hot air blower, please enjoy, for convection, and halogen lamp for conduction. We started with both heat sources at 80% and cut off halogen completely 30 seconds before first crack to get 80 seconds of development time. But thanks to the efficiency of the machine, we were able to roast it in just 8 minutes and 30 seconds to preserve vibrancy, please enjoy, in espresso, but also sweetness in the milk drink. And once again for you, my friends, expect it to be creamy and buttery with flavors of hazelnut and dark chocolate, mascarpone, and notes of berry yogurt. Aftertaste is sweet and nutty. Please enjoy. We found out that Ombligon tastes the best 18 days after roasting, when it's the most balanced. And don't worry, my friend, because I almost have it for you. Thank you for waiting, and please enjoy. And in case you miss any of the information, they are right in front of you on the cards, so please keep them. And I must admit that I was really surprised how simple but efficient was the densification method done with the blind shaker, which means that sometimes even less can be more. And now, my friends, we move to a signature drink. In crafting the signature drink, I've looked around to natural elements surrounding the amblygon tree, but I also incorporated ingredients that are usually considered as a leftover. So not only I found this drink really tasty, it's also a bit more sustainable. So my first ingredient is going to be 30 grams of a milk leftover from a milk drink. Steaming it adds about 10% of water to it, so it's perfectly diluted to make texture of my signature drink silky. Second ingredient I made during a presentation. It is 30 grams of cascara infusion. I mixed 10 grams of Colombian cascara right here for 13 minutes with 100 grams of a birch sap. Birch sap is a liquid taken from a birch tree in the Czech Republic, and sap runs also in a coffee tree where it moves nutrients. In case of my signature drink, it will connect all ingredients together with no bitterness, and cascara, which is basically also leftover from coffee processing, will bring new flavor of orange candy. Both of these ingredients are chilled because it is a cold drink to highlight sweet and juicy notes of amblygon. My final ingredient is going to be 50 grams of lulo reduction. Lulo is really juicy fruit that grows no more than 10 meters away from amblygon trees, so they share the same soil, but it's really juicy. To balance it, I mixed 500 grams of fresh lulo juice with 100 grams of Colombian honey. I chilled it for 12 hours at 4 degrees in the fridge overnight, and when I add it to my signature drink, together with 4 espresso shots, which are chilled as well, it will give you new flavors of strawberry and pineapple. Now I'm going to mix it all together to make texture even more silky. And please enjoy it in 2 sips. So once again, silky texture and flavors of pineapple, strawberry, and orange candy. Aftertaste is like dark chocolate. Okay, so these go for you, my friends, and please enjoy them. And these 2 are for you. Please enjoy them. So today, my friends, we stepped back in espresso to rediscover blind shaker. We slowed down the lyophilization in the milk drink to get delicious milk, and we've looked around to craft signature beverage. By blending tradition and innovation, we shape our future. Time